Have you ever watched a huge project just completely fall apart or a company make some disastrous mistake, and you're just left thinking, how did that happen? Weren't they following the rules? Well, today we're going to dig into a really powerful idea that explains exactly that. And it suggests that the real secret to getting better results isn't about making better choices. It's about designing better menus to choose from in the first place.
You've seen this happen, right? A big company implodes, a government project just goes off the rails, and AI starts spitting out nonsense. And then, when they do the autopsy, they find something baffling. Nobody actually broke the rules. Everyone was compliant. So what is going on? Why do these systems that we build so carefully still fail so spectacularly?
Well, it turns out the problem is all about timing. Our entire approach to governance has this one huge flaw. It almost always shows up way too late, long after the party's over.
I mean, just look at this timeline. This is how it usually goes. First, a decision gets made. Then an action is taken. And then, oops, some harm occurs. It's only after all of that, after the damage is already done, that the whole oversight machine kicks in. You know, the audits, the reviews, the enforcement. We're constantly just playing catch-up, trying to clean up messes instead of actually preventing them.
And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the matter. The critical failure wasn't the choice someone made. No, the real failure happened way earlier. It happened when a really dangerous or just plain illegitimate option was allowed to be on the table to begin with. The system failed because it made a bad choice possible.
So this reactive approach leads to this really strange counterintuitive thing that you've probably even felt in your own job. We can call it the oversight paradox. Here's the paradox. Something bad happens, and what do? We pile on more oversight, right? More paperwork, more meetings, more review boards. But at the same time, trust in our institutions just seems to go down and down. We keep pouring more energy and resources into this system that's just fundamentally broken, trying to fix a problem after it's already happened. It doesn't work.
The way out of this is to start asking a totally different question. Right now, we're stuck in this post hoc world that's just fancy for after the fact. We're always asking, well, was the choice they made reasonable at the time? We need to shift to an ex-ante mindset, before the fact. The really powerful question isn't, was that a good choice? It's, should that have even been a choice at all?
Now, to really solve this paradox, we have to get super clear on two words that we tend to throw around like they mean the same thing, but they absolutely do not: authority and choice.
Just picture a restaurant. The chef has the authority, right? She gets to design the menu. She decides what is and isn't available for dinner. The diner, on the other hand, just gets to make a choice from that pre-approved list. You, the diner, can't order a steak if the chef has decided it's a vegan restaurant. It's not an option. Our governance today is like trying to police what every diner orders instead of focusing on what the chef is putting on the menu.
And that's the bottom line. It's so simple, but it's profound. Authority and choice are not the same thing. Authority is the power to shape the world of possibilities. Choice is just picking one of those possibilities. Our systems fall apart when we forget that distinction.
Okay, so this key difference between authority and choice, it leads us directly to the big solution here. It's this really powerful concept called the governed decision surface.
So what is the governed decision surface? Think of it as the ultimate pre-approved menu of options. It's the complete set of actions that have already been declared legitimate and aligned with your goals, all done before anyone has to make a decision. This totally reframes what governance is for. It's not about being the choice police. It's about being the architect of the decision space itself.
And a governed decision surface has 4 key properties. 1, it's ex-ante. It's set up ahead of time. 2, it's option level. It's focused on the menu, not what you pick. 3, it's authority-bearing. Designing this menu is the real act of leadership. And 4, and this is the real game changer, it's delegation-enabling. See, when you have a well-designed, safe menu, you can actually empower your people, or even your AI, to make choices freely and with confidence.
You know, most organizations, they live in this big, foggy middle ground of permissible options. The rule is basically, if no one explicitly told you no, then I guess it's okay. And that is a recipe for disaster. The whole goal of good governance is to shrink that space, to create this small, clear inner circle of authorized options. That's your governed decision surface, a place where every possible choice is known to be safe and aligned.
Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds a bit theoretical, but I promise you, this pattern of failure and the solution, it shows up absolutely everywhere.
I mean, really, look around.
corporate boards, they often fail not because they pick a bad strategy, but because they just accept a flawed menu of strategies for management to begin with. Public procurement? We waste fortunes auditing individual bad contracts instead of just banning predatory types of contracts altogether. And with AI, we're running around trying to filter bad outputs instead of properly designing the AI's goals and boundaries from the very beginning. It is always the same pattern, reacting to choices instead of governing the menu.
So, let's bring it all home. The shift we need to make is actually pretty simple in concept, but it has absolutely profound implications. It's all about putting legitimacy before choice.
Here's a kind of radical thought for you. The amount of audit and oversight you have, that isn't a sign of good governance. It's a sign of its failure. All that bureaucracy, all those review meetings, that's just a symptom of a badly designed decision surface. It's a desperate attempt to catch bad outcomes after the fact because the system made them possible. And this brings us to a really powerful way to think about it. An organization that is drowning in oversight is rarely overgoverned, it is under-architected. The problem isn't too much control, it's control that's being applied in the wrong place at the wrong time. The way forward isn't more policing, it's just better architecture.
So if you only take one single thing away from all this, let it be this: govern the options, not the outcomes. If you put all your energy into curating a great menu, you can trust that whatever people choose from it is going to be just fine.
So, I'll leave you with this challenge. Go back to your own world, your work, your team, whatever it is, and ask yourself, what's on our menu? What are the options that are on the table for us every single day? And here's the most important part. What dangerous, misaligned, or just plain illegitimate choices are we allowing to exist right now, just waiting for the right moment to turn into a disaster? Maybe it's time to start taking some things off the menu.